Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today, I've got another Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 video for you. And, well, today, the video that I'm going to be talking about is, what to prepare when showing up to your first session of D&D 3.5. So, for this video, I'm assuming that you have a game that you're planning on showing up to. You haven't really talked to the DM very much for whatever reason, like maybe it's some sort of like social game, or no, not so, like some sort of like club event type thing, or something, where it's just got like open invitations and you don't really know anyone. It's a new group, you're new, nobody knows you, the DM doesn't really know you, and you're planning on showing up. So we're going to be talking about in such a situation, what you should expect, what you should bring, all that good stuff. Now we'll also talk about, if you actually do know the DM and all that. Yeah. So first off, so you're showing up to the game. You don't know you've studied the game. Hopefully if you haven't, definitely study a little bit. I've got a bunch of videos. You can watch those to learn more about the game. There's a ton of guides and all sorts of other stuff you can read up on in the forums as well. There's a lot of really good people there making a lot of really good resources, so you can check those out too. But if you'd rather watch a video, I've got a ton of stuff. It's not a whole lot of other people that do, but anyways. So yeah, make sure you do your research. Read the books. That's a great resource right there. If you don't own any of the books, they can be pretty tough to come by nowadays since they haven't been printed in years. You can buy them online, or you can find them. They're not too hard to find. I'm not sure how legal that is, but you can find them. And I'm sure you can buy, at least I suspect you can buy legal PDFs as well. Anyways, so yeah, that's what you should do. Definitely do your homework, learn the game, figure out how everything works. But don't show up with a character. That would be bad. Because here's the thing. If you walk in and you show up and you say, okay, I made my character, here it is, your DM is likely going to be like, okay, great, but I'm, playing by such and such rules. You're going to have to remake that character. Or it's like, okay, great, but you did a 25 point buy. I'm doing a 32 point buy. It's a high power campaign. You're going to want some more points on that. That's not going to work. Or maybe you rolled for your stats and the DM's just going to be like, I don't know who you are. I don't trust that you actually rolled those numbers. No, because very few DMs are gonna, if you're gonna roll for your stats, very few DMs are going to allow you to do that on your own. Like, you're gonna have to roll them in front of them to see what comes up. Personally, I like rolling for stats, but not everyone does. But yeah, you always got to make sure that you're present. Almost any DM that's going to allow you to roll is going to make sure you're present, or they're going to know you personally and be like, yeah, I don't think he'll cheat. But yeah, because it's just way too easy to cheat if they're not rolled like in front of the DM. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, don't show up with a character. It's best not to show up with nothing though, because if you show up with nothing, it's going to take a while to make a character because the DM's going to have to be like, okay, well, what do you want to do? So it's best to have an idea in mind. So you want to know, okay, what kind of character am I going to make? Or maybe have a couple ideas, because you know what? Maybe you're like, okay, I want to be the fighter, and then like you find out everyone else there wants to be the fighter. Well, that's not going to be a very good party. So it's best to talk to the other players. If you're new though, you can come up with just one idea. A lot of the times, the veteran players will come in and they won't have an idea. They'll be like, okay, I'm going to wait and see what everyone else is going to play, and then I'll pick my character to fill out the ranks of the party to make sure we have a balanced party. A lot of veteran players will do that. I personally do that whenever I play. So, yeah, if you're a newbie player, it might be better to, not have a character in mind, or to have a character in mind, to have something basic in mind. Like I want to be a fighter, or I want to be a cleric, or I want to be a barbarian, or whatever it might be. Like have an idea, but don't like flesh everything out like all the way. Maybe have some ideas on what kind of feats and stuff you want to take, but like don't fully build everything out. Because there's a chance the DM might not allow certain books, or maybe they will allow books and you're just going to the player's handbook and there's a lot better options in other books. So many different things. Make sure you get all the information before you actually start building everything like too seriously. Now, if you talk to your DM ahead of time, like you know your DM and you talk to him, or even if you don't know your DM, but and it's just sort of an open game, but there's contact information for the DM. Contact your DM, see what's up, see what he wants you to do, or see what she wants you to do. Ask them, okay, what should we do? And they'll tell you. They'll tell you exactly what they want, and follow what they say. They're the DM. They're in charge. So yeah, that definitely contact your DM if it's an option. If it's not an option, like I say, show up with a concept. If you have dice, bring them. If you don't have dice, and you're thinking that this is something that you're serious about, or even if you just have a decent amount of money, like just buy a set of dice. Like it's not that big a deal. It's like what, 10-15 bucks for a common set of dice, 8 actually for some cheaper sets. So yeah, just go buy that. Like it's a pretty small investment. Yeah, it definitely worth it. Not sponsored by any dice companies, although if any are looking, I am absolutely interested. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, definitely buy. But even without any of that, like buying dice is very good. It just makes it so much better when you have your own dice than when you have to borrow them from your DM. Although most DMs are going to have extra dice. Like I have extra dice for my players. I have something like 20 sets of dice or some crazy amount like that. But yeah, definitely not bad to have that. Now, a blank character sheet would be nice. Your DM might have one, but it's definitely good to bring your own. The 4-page one is better than the 2-page one, although the 2-page one is fine. There's actually some stuff on the 2-page one that the 4-page one doesn't include, but for the most part, the 4-page one's better. It gives a lot more info. Personally, I'd go with actually, I guess technically a 5-page one. It's just the 4-page one, and then the magic item sheet from the magic item compendium. Go with those as your 5th page. That can be really handy for like knowing exactly what magic items you have equipped and where they go. It's really a handy one to have. So I would highly recommend going with a 4-page character sheet and the magic item compendium sheet as well for all your magic items. Let's see. Yeah, make sure you bring your dice. Make sure you know what dice is what. Make sure you get dice that are legible. There are some dice that it's really, really hard to read what they say. Let's see if I can find some. Oh, here's one. Here's a dice that I have. Like this die right here. See, you can barely read what it says. Like, okay, it's even harder because of the angle, because there's not a lot of light. But see how it says 5? It's hard to see, right? And then there's a 1 there, and then here, I don't even know what that one says. See, that it's a hard to read die. Don't try and avoid those. See, this one's much better. See, 4, 20. The lighting's still kind of crappy from here for some reason. I'm not sure what the deal with that is. But see, you can read all those pretty clearly. You want to try and get a die like that. Or something like this. See, look how clear that is. Look how nice and legible those numbers are. You want something like that. You want something where you can read it. Here's another one. See, and really nice and clear. It's not as clear because of the lighting as you could actually see it. Like for me, it's pretty clear looking at it. The lighting's kind of bad for whatever reason. I think it's the time of day where I'm shooting this. But anyways, yeah. Definitely get clear, legible, easy to read dice. Other than that, make them look nice. Who cares? Like, um, you got to make sure that there's certain things, but if you buy from like an actual like legit dice, like ChessX makes good stuff. Um, there's a few other companies as well, but if you buy from like a major company, they're gonna make like actual proper balanced dice that, um, yeah. Um, it's hard to explain. That's something for another video, but yeah, bring dice, make sure, and yeah, them looking nice and pretty and nice and cool or cool looking or, having them nice looking, that's actually a major part of it. Like, being legible is more important, but being cool looking, absolutely, yes. That is one of the few aspects about them. Dice are not that complicated. They just, like, if they look nice, great. That makes them better dice. It's really that simple. So yeah. Um, yeah, so don't feel like you don't know what you're talking about just because you think your dice are cool looking. Like, that is actually what they are. There's nothing fancy about them. There's like, um, as far as I know, there's not like limited edition dice out there. If there are, they're not common, and very few people have them. But yeah, uh, yeah, that's not really a thing. They're not really collectibles in the same sense. Um, yeah. Anyways, enough about dice. So yeah, bring dice. Maybe have a printed character sheet. Don't write anything on it except for, on the player line. Write your name in that, because that much isn't going to change. At least I don't think it will. Unless you go like to the clerk's office and change your name. Like, I mean, that's your name. The character name might change, so don't fill that in and tell you know what you're going to be doing. But yeah, there's certain things that are pretty safe to fill in, like your name. Make sure you bring a pencil. Absolutely bring a pencil to your game. Oh my God, yes. There's a good chance your DM won't be bringing extra pencils. They might have some, but they might not. Um, a lot of DMs just assume people carry pencils on them. So bring a pencil to the game. It's kind of smart. Um, just is. Don't bring a pen, or if you bring a pen, don't use it, because pens are bad. There's going to be a lot of erasing that you're going to need to do on your sheet, and yeah, that's kind of a problem. Write lightly for a lot of your stuff. A lot of your stuff is going to be stuff that might get erased later, so writing lighter, it will be better. Um, yeah. Uh, let's see. Yeah, like I said, make sure you have an idea in mind. Don't come in with a fully fledged character. Uh, yeah, so that's what you should bring. That's what you should bring and expect when you show up to your first game. Um, expect the DMs to be helpful and friendly. Um, expect the other players. They may or may not be. Hopefully they are. If they aren't, might not be the best of groups, but maybe that's a group for you. Maybe, or maybe it's not a group for you. Everyone likes different stuff. So, um, when you show up, be prepared to. If you don't feel the group working out, it's like it just didn't seem right. Don't give up on the game just because of one bad experience. You might have just got a group that just doesn't gel with you. Try again with a different group. Like, give up on that group if just you weren't having any fun and it didn't feel right. Maybe not right away. Like, maybe try and talk to them first. See if you can work things out, and maybe with some better communication with the other players and the DM, you might have a better experience. But if that doesn't work, yeah, feel free to leave that game and try and find a different one if you can. But don't give up on the game just because of one bad group or one group that just didn't gel with you. Everyone has a different play style, and if someone's play style isn't working with you, try again until you find someone who will. I can almost guarantee that eventually you'll find a group that works for you, because eventually you'll find other people like you that are playing, and you'll find a play style that works for you, almost guaranteed. Um, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep in mind that the DM is going, if the DM's any good, they will be trying to help you out. The other players may or may not. It really depends on the player. Sometimes they might be new like you and they don't know how. Um, just not be the type to be very helpful. That's always a possibility. Or they might be super helpful and very great. That happens a lot too. Hopefully that's the kind that you find. It really depends. Like, players are players. They're just like you. They're people. DMs tend to be a little bit more people. Be a little bit more people. You know. Yeah. That sounds so weird, but yeah. Anyways, that's what I had to say about this. Um, yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm always curious what you guys have to say, and I love hearing from you and reading your comments. I do my best to reply to every single comment. Last I checked, I'm currently caught up on that, and I plan to hopefully stay caught up on that. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more D&D 3.5 content. Ring that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. But anyways, as always, I'm Mitch, and I'll be seeing you